Good morning, my friends. This is Becky. Welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about my good midlife crisis, where I have been journeying through my 40s, working very hard to get my poop in a groove. In order to do this, I'm working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health. And today we're going to be doing a financial health check-in. Today is Friday, I don't even know, July the 7th. And I am going to be budgeting out the money that you see right here above my head, $1,925.25. This is a paycheck and some rollover from last week. So if you're new, welcome. Super, super excited that you are here. I know I have some new viewers. I use YNAB, which is the app that you see, and this is what I use to digitally cash stuff my money. I am not a cash budgeter. I don't like to use cash. I use cards and my debit card, depending on where I am. Normally it's my a credit card, and then I'll get cash back. And did I put my cash back in here? I know I put it in last week for some reason. When I closed out, I put it in last week instead of in this week. I'm just realizing that when I closed out last week. Okay, I did it differently than I normally do it. So like last week, I got $5.57 of cash back from one of my credit cards. And then I pay all of my credit cards off every Friday. If it's not paid off, that is because it hadn't cleared by the time that I made the payment. So this is a charge that I just made and it hadn't cleared in time for me to make that payment. So I will pay it probably this coming Friday or Thursday, really. And we will go over some YNAB features. Hopefully, you are either interested in YNAB or trying to learn YNAB, and that is why you clicked on this, or maybe you just really like me. If that's the case, welcome. Thank you. But if you are interested in learning some of the features of YNAB, then I will try to point them out. It is only 7:10, so I am starting, and that's my birthday, by the way, 7:10, which is Monday. I have a little bit of time to go into some features. So last week, if you're not new, welcome back. I love you. Thank you for being here and sticking with me. Last week, I was running very late because of laggy computer issues, and I did not have time to be chatty. And a couple of people were like, "No, I miss chatty Becky." I still managed to be chatty because there's really no way to stop me, but not like normal. And I didn't have time to go into details. And I didn't have time to point out, it's over there, the age of money, which if you're not new, you know I've been looking at a lot. And last week it had gone back down, but that is because I had paid all my bills, and so all of the money had gone. I closed out my June budget last night. Well, I closed it out a couple of days ago, but I finally filmed that video for y'all last night. That will be coming out probably Monday or Tuesday of next week. So look out for that one if you're interested in paper budgeting, because I do both. Um, and man, y'all, I have to reevaluate my grocery budget. Like, I don't know if it's increases in food, if it's increases because the kids are here, like my roommate's kids are here for the summer. Um, and we split the cost of groceries even when his kids are here, but he does normally like pick up stuff for the house if it's just something him and his kids are eating, or even if it's like last night he stopped on his way home and picked up like 2 packages of chicken, like to make dinner, and he didn't charge me for that. So, but I find myself doing the same thing because if you're not familiar with me, I've lived with Nathan, my roommate. Oh, I've known him since his kids were just 4, like seriously just turned 4, basically 3, and 7. Well, 6, almost 7. So I've watched them grow up. Now they're 15 and 17. And so it is it's yeah, I don't mind buying them food. I don't mind buying them things. So I kind of I don't mind. And so I do tend to go buy them some snacks and treats and stuff when they're here. Like I know they love fruit. Fruit's expensive. I know they love these specific chips or these specific candies. I'll go buy them. Um, just while I'm out buying my own stuff, and then that adds up. And I know I need to not, but as I've mentioned before, giving is my love language. It's hard for me to not buy things for people that I love. It's just a thing, and I probably need to work on that. Um, maybe I'll start talking about that in therapy because part of my mental health journey, I have started therapy. Um, but we have way more pressing issues that I need to talk through before I get to buying the boys fruit and candy. Anyway, I don't even remember why I went off on that tangent. See what I mean about me talking a lot? I'm sorry, new people. I really hope you like chatty people because that's me. I chat a lot. Um, anyway, I honestly don't remember why I was talking about that. It's gone. It's completely gone. When I watch this back to edit it and post it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, totally didn't finish that story. So sorry. For those of you who know me, that's totally a normal Becky thing. Anyway, so the money that we have is this. Oh, the days of buffering. Yeah, so I closed up my budget and okay, I've been rambling for 5 minutes and we haven't even done anything. Um, so yeah, let's budget. Let's budget. I'm going to shrink myself up into that corner over there. We're going to get started. As promised, let's go into some YNAB things. So as you can see right here, I have this one overspent. And who was it that didn't have this? Was it a Ram? Somebody commented like 2 weeks ago and said they did not have these yet on their YNAB. And I am not sure. Did they show up? I hope they showed up for you. I have not had time to play around with them, but it's my understanding that we can go in and create different categories for ourselves of the different groupings of how we want to group things. So I'm going to play around with that, but I have not had time to do that yet. Okay, so this says I have one overspent category, and I have mentioned this before, but I've never really shown y'all why it does this. I've told you, but I haven't shown you. So what this is I have things set up as a scheduled transaction in YNAB. And if you are looking at this video because you're interested in learning more about YNAB, let me explain to you how you set up a scheduled transaction in YNAB. So in my checking account, the things that I know are going to hit my account on a regular basis, right here, I have them set up. And when you set them up, you can say, I want them to repeat monthly. Like this is my gym membership right here. I know that every month on the 17th, it's going to charge me $27.11 every single month. It's going to hit my checking account. I don't need to come in here every single month and I need to hit cancel and put that in. So on the 17th, it pulls it in automatically from my scheduled transactions to my pending transactions. And I can hide these scheduled transactions because I do have quite a few on here. I have things set up for as long as I know they're going to be my debt consolidation loan, my internet bill, my contacts, my mattress firm loan, which is where I have my mattress, all of my subscriptions, all of the things I know are going to hit. And here's where my YNAB is going to renew because that is something that I plan for. If you don't have scheduled transactions, I highly recommend it, even if you link your checking account. I do not link my checking account, one, because my checking account won't let me. I tried when I first signed up. I use a very small credit union and they don't offer it for security reasons. I guess they just aren't equipped to handle it. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. But then two, even on my accounts that do like all the rest of these, my cards and my savings account and other things, I could link those. I don't want to because I feel personally for me that coming in here and adding transactions manually and having to clear the transactions manually as I spend the money keeps me more accountable on what I am actually spending. That's for me. But you can do it that way. You can have it add in and then when it pulls in from your checking account, it will link them automatically. If the names are the same, if the amounts are the same, if they're very similar, it will put a little link. As I understand it, again, I don't do this, so I'm not overly familiar with this, but it will like tell you, I think these two things are linked, and you can say yes, they are linked, or you can say no, they are not. And even if it doesn't suggest that they are linked, you can link them. You can say, oh, this is under Adobe and this is under Adabi because I misspelled it, and this was on the 7th for $10 and this was on the 11th for $16, but really this was the same thing and I just spelled it wrong and got the date wrong and the amount wrong of what I thought it was going to charge me. And you can tell them these are the same thing and link them up and tell them which one was correct. Or you can just delete the one that was wrong. So even if you have a linked bank account or a linked credit card, you can still schedule your transactions. And I recommend that you do if you use the YNAB toolkit feature, which that video is really coming. But if you use the YNAB toolkit feature, which I'll show you when we get back to the main budget screen, it will show you your upcoming transactions, which will help you plan a little bit, especially if you have things that only happen once a year or once every 6 months, and you might not be thinking about them off the top of your head. Like I have subscriptions for my air filters, for my little air purifiers that I have, because as much as I adore my dogs, I'm also very allergic to them. So I have to have my little air purifiers around the house or I couldn't breathe. And so I have those and my dishwasher filter and like different things like that for my house that you only need to replace every 6 months or so. I have them set up on an auto ship from Amazon and they're scheduled for what they cost me last time. The price will probably change and I'll adjust it when it pulls in. But that way I have an estimated idea of what it's going to cost me and what's coming into my account in the next 30 days, 60 days, however far in advance you want to look. So these scheduled transactions, I feel, are a very good benefit to using YNAB. Anyway, so here is Adobe. I know that I have told YNAB in the past that this clears every month on the 7th. And so even though I haven't put the money into that category yet, because today is the 7th, So it has pulled that scheduled transaction down and said, here's this transaction. Did it clear? Do you want to approve it? I haven't actually checked my checking account. It probably has not cleared yet, but I know that it's going to hit today. So I'm going to go ahead and approve this. And I'm going to do that by, you can either right click. I don't know if that's a toolkit feature, so I'm not going to do that, but I can right click, or you can go up here to edit and hit approve or reject. If this was wrong, if this was canceled for whatever reason, like I've canceled my Adobe Acrobat Pro, but I still have it on here as coming in a couple of days before it's actually going to come out next time. So I can remember that I need to cancel it in here. If I had canceled it, I would hit reject. Or if it didn't actually hit, I would hit reject. But this is true. This is good. And so I'm going to hit approve. That turns it from bold. Bold means it's pending. It needs your approval, needs you to look at it. And when it goes back to just the regular sized font, then it is no longer pending and it is in here. These are not cleared. At least they were not cleared as of last night. This is where I went in and set up payments for all of my credit cards. Like I said, I use my credit cards instead of cash. This was mostly groceries, y'all. This $251.47, mostly groceries. I have spent so much money on groceries. It wasn't all groceries, but it was mostly groceries. So instead of using my debit card, I use my PayPal MasterCard, which is why I got almost $6 worth of cash back last week. That was in 1 week. I made $6. $6 isn't gonna, fund my retirement, but it's better than $0, which is what I would have gotten if I used my debit card, and I paid it off, so I don't pay any interest. So it works for me. I only recommend doing this if you can pay your credit cards off every week. Otherwise, you're going to pay more in interest than you're making in cash back, and it is not worth it. But since I have my credit cards to zero, it works for me. Yeah, that's what these are. And then my Aflac hadn't cleared yet either. It was still pending. So I don't mark these as cleared until they clear my account, and then I reconcile. I am a big YNAB nerd and I love this app. And so I come in here and I do this to my accounts at least normally every day. If I can't do it every day for whatever reason, I'll do it every other day. But normally I come in here and I reconcile my accounts every single day. And then I use the app on my phone, which, do I even have my phone? Yes, I'm sitting on it. But I use the app on my phone to enter the transactions if I'm out and about. So like, here's the app on my phone. It's the exact same thing. And so if I were out and about, I would hit the plus button. I know there's a fancy way to share this. And then I would put the transaction in, and then I wouldn't have to like try to remember how much I spent at HEB while I was there, or at TJ Maxx while I was there. I would put it in before I left the store, or while I was in my car before I left the parking lot. So I would remember how much I spent, and it would be in here when I got back for when it clears. Okay, I just wanted to show you how I clear those and why they show up as pending, and why that is showing as an overspent category. It is not overspent. It's just that has hit my account, and I haven't funded it yet. But we will in a moment. Wait, didn't I? What? I just did all of that, and I don't even remember what bill it was. This is the one. Adobe Acrobat Pro is the one. This is the one that I need to cancel. Actually, I know. Y'all, I just told you that I canceled this one and I put it in here before it cleared so I would remember to cancel it. And then, but I thought I put that, y'all, I thought I put that in there as a cancel this subscription. Um, I did. I did. It's right there. So this one I actually don't need. I'm like, why don't I have any bills on my thing? I actually don't need this. So what I'm going to do is just delete that by literally, I just hit the delete button on my keyboard. I checked the box and then I hit the delete button and that category went away. I should have rejected it. So actually, let's just pretend that didn't happen for a minute. And look, there, it's bold. It's like, hey, 2164, your Adobe Acrobat Pro subscription is coming out. And I'm like, oh, no, no, sir. I canceled it. And then they told me, hey, do you want 60 days for free? And I'm like, yes, yes, I do because I love this app and I don't actually want to get rid of it. I just don't want to pay $22 a month for it. Um, so, which is why, thanks, No SRAM. I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but she always gives me such great advice, and she suggested that I schedule the transaction before it is due. So like as you can see, it comes out on the 7th. I put it in here for the 1st of August because on the 7th of August is when it would like actually start charging me again to go in and cancel it for real. So that's like a week ahead of time. I'm going to go in and I'm going to cancel Adobe Acrobat for real. Don't need it. I don't need it. I've had this conversation with myself. But anyway, so now instead of accepting it, I'm going to reject it and we can see what happens with that. And then it just goes away. I don't want that anymore. Um, did that take away? No, it didn't. Okay, I just want to make sure that didn't take away my this one. It did not. So I'm not overspent and I'm not even actually um fakely overspent. There is no overspending. So that I should have deleted that category and I missed it. 25 minutes later, shall we budget my paycheck? I'm sorry, y'all. But I wanted to go into that for y'all. And as you can see here, this 8511, these are transactions that are upcoming for my scheduled transactions for my air filters and things. But this is not accurate, and I need to fix this because I know that uh, I've got like air filters in here like 3 times because like I'll set one up and then that will stop working for whatever, you know, Amazon, you buy from one seller and then the next time you try to buy it, they don't have it anymore. So you have to buy from another seller the next year, or the next time you order it. And so that's why this is like this, because I've got a couple of scheduled transactions that are like actually duplicated of the same thing. So I need to go fix this. And I will. But this is a toolkit feature. This is not going to be on your YNAB if you do not have toolkit, but toolkit is free. And that video, I talked about it last night in my budget closeout, but that hasn't been posted yet. I've been working on that video for so long that I've had to start over again because they've updated it and some of the features that were toolkit features are now actually YNAB features. And so you don't need toolkit for them. But I will be working. That video will be coming out. Not this weekend because it's my birthday weekend and I'm busy, but it will be coming out. Anyway, that's what that is. That's what I was talking about. Every week I give myself $50 for dining out. As you can see, I didn't spend very much at all this last week. $19, which I thought was my nachos because that's what my nachos cost me. Oh, no, no. And I was like, I don't remember getting nachos, but I know I went to Dutch Brothers. I just happened to have 3 transactions that added up to $19. If you want to see where you spent your money, you click on that activity, that dollar amount, and it will tell you where you spent your money. So I went to Dutch Brothers. I stopped at Sonic. I was in Lampasas on Sunday. I stopped at Sonic on my way home to get a drink. And then I got breakfast tacos that morning on my way into Lampasas. So that's what that is. If you want to see, I don't know if this is Toolkit or if this is YNAB. I'll have to find out by looking on my computer that doesn't allow me to use Toolkit. But my work computer, excuse me, but this tells you where, I'm pretty sure the recent moves thing that's a YNAB feature. This tells you all the money that you've assigned or unassigned from this category this month. So that is that. Groceries, I give myself $75 every week. I spent $94 last week. Let's see if we can keep it under 75. So I know that I have plenty of money in my dining out, and it's my birthday. I don't know, I mentioned it's my birthday on Monday, but I know that I'm going to be going out at least once this week for my birthday. Um, Nathan just got 2 things of chicken. I still have to make hamburger. I should be fine. I do not plan to go buy any fancy pastries this week like I did last week. Like from my thumbnail, my banana bread, my gluten-free banana bread. Y'all, this was so good. This was from Sweet Charlie Girl. It's kind of a week old now, so I didn't eat it fast enough. That's my bad. I just can't eat that much. I'm trying not to eat that many carbs, and I went and spent like $65 on carbs last weekend, and then I'm like, that's too much. I can't eat it. Took some of it to church, gave some of it to my aunt, and then some of it I just couldn't finish. But it's delicious. Don't let the fact that I didn't finish it tell you it's not good. It was amazing. I just am trying not to eat that many carbs because I'm also on a physical health journey. Every week I give myself $10 toward my fun money, $60 for ecclesial expenses. And you will notice that I am putting a plus in here because if you don't put a plus, then it replaces the amount that you had with the amount that you are putting in. So if I didn't put this $60 in, it would only add $42.50 to, or not 42, it would add $41.24 to this category instead of $60 because it would subtract $17.50 from the amount that I put in because you can do math in here. So if I wanted to add, I mean, this is a really easy number, 60 divided by 2. If I only wanted to do like half of it this week and half of it next week, I could say 60 divided by 2. I'm going to add 60 divided by 2, and it would add $30. See? But I didn't want to do that. I actually wanted to add $30. So I'm going to undo that. Add $60 and add $60 to it. Gas, this is a paycheck week, so I will be putting $50 into my gas fund. It's a paycheck week, so I get $25 for myself. And then my pet expenses, household, gifts and giving, and budgeting only get filled once a month. And last week was the first week of the month, so these should all be good for now. I may need to add more to household since all my filters will be renewing this month, but I will check and see how much I actually have coming out when I get time. That time is not right now. I have no bills this week. No bills coming out this week at all. I don't know how that happened, but I'm not gonna be upset about that. So I actually have no bills due this week because this week goes from the 7th through the 13th. And if you look, other than that Adobe Acrobat Pro, which I've canceled, I have no bills due until the 15th. And that's next week's check. So I have no bills out of this check. Which is awesome sauce. So all of my money just gets to go to, well, I have to roll it into next week to pay those bills, but I have money this month to put toward fun things like my sinking funds and my emergency fund and my birthday fund. So what I am going to do is I have budgeted $25 for my birthday. I do not have a birthday fund because that is just like not something that I normally do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my personal savings challenge. This was something that I created when I was getting ready for my cruise. If you've been around for a few months, then you might be familiar with this. I was trying to save up money for my massage on my cruise, which is why that has a massage guy on it. But this is money that I budgeted for my birthday. This is for the karaoke room, which I did manage to book, for food, for maybe getting a pedicure. We'll see. I don't know. Just because it's such a busy couple of weekends. So like I'm doing Hamilton Pool tomorrow, which if you've never seen it, you should look that up. It's gorgeous. It's in Austin, and it's a beautiful natural spring, and there's like a cave with a waterfall, and you can like swim under it. Though I don't know if you can go swim under the waterfall right now. The last couple of times I've gone, you could, but I think they had it closed for a couple of years because of like falling rocks. And I think they might have closed off where you can't swim under the cave part right now just for safety reasons. But there's still a nice like cool like pool part of it. Anyway, I'm doing that tomorrow with some friends, and then next Saturday, Lord willing, we will go sing some karaoke, eat some Korean chicken, which not most of it's not gluten-free, but I did find some gluten-free appetizers at the place I want to go to. So I'm very excited about this. Um, anyway, so I'm going to put that there. This will fund what I want to do for my birthday. I don't really know exactly what I'm doing yet, but that's that. So sinking funds. Now that I have paid off my Save and One card, I am putting money back into my sinking funds. Um, that is this week. Clothes. Clothes get $25. Vacation gets $50. I'm finally putting money on vacation because there will be a cruise coming up in my future, Lord willing. Um, this cancel subscription, I created this to add categories to. Like, I had a trial of this app called Nomo Robo on my phone. It sounded really cool. It's supposed to block robocallers. I don't know that it did anything, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay for it. I feel like I still got spam calls. They just weren't robocallers; they were just spam calls. And I didn't get any robocallers, but I didn't block any. I just didn't get any. So I was like, I am not paying for this, so I canceled it. But I put it into this category when I created it. I'm actually gonna move this all the way down to the bottom, so I don't have to. Whoa, that's not where I meant to put it. So I don't have to look at it at the top, but it's there. And then when I do a trial of something, I will put the, and this is all thanks to the advice that I was given about scheduling my transaction a couple of days before it was set to due. I'm going to put it in there under the cancel subscription category instead of instead of creating a category for that. And then if I decide to keep it, I'll create a category and we'll put the charges in. And if I decide not to keep it, it'll be in this cancel subscription category and I'll go cancel it, which is what I did with the No More Robo. And I'll just schedule it to be like a week before the trial ends. Or if I want to cancel an actual subscription that I already have, I'll schedule the last transaction to be like a week before time and move it to this category, which I need to move Adobe to this category. So I know to cancel the subscription. That's my plan with that. That's something that I just added like in the last couple of weeks and I'm playing around with. I used it that once and it worked out well for me. It popped up as like, hey, this is the transaction that's due today. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to go cancel that. But anyway, that wasn't anything to do with my sinking funds. It was just in this section. So I talked about it. Costco is on here that I am putting $30 away a month. So what I did is I took, these are the ones that have a due date. I took what I needed to have by the certain date. Like I know for registration and inspection, I need to have $100 in October, just by the end of October, so I can get my registration and inspection done. So I divided up how much I had in this category because I did have some budgeted before I stopped putting money into my sinking funds and how much I had left to go. And then I divided it by how many months I had to save it. And that's how much a month I have to save. I did that mentally. And then I realized that YNAB already does that for me. So I don't really have to do that. So like I figured out that I needed $18.75. And then I came in here and because I rounded up and YNAB's like, you need $18.66 in this category. And I'm like, oh yeah, YNAB does that. So YNAB does that function for you as well, y'all. And then car maintenance. Oh, did I create a mom's? I did create a mom's utilities. So mom's utilities, y'all, my mom lives in the country and has a propane tank. And if you've been around for a few months, you will know that I have filled her propane tank for her a couple of times. Fortunately, we are in the summertime right now. She has a couple 100 gallons of propane that will last her all summer and hopefully the like first month of fall, first couple of months, because we live in Texas. It's not like it's super cold. And it's actually quite hot right now. So she'll need it for like cooking and for hot water heating, for like taking showers and doing laundry and stuff. But she doesn't need to heat her house because it's hot. She actually needs to cool her house. So I am going to be putting, again, Lord willing, this is my plan, $100 a month into a sinking fund for my mom's utilities. So that way, when fall comes around, I can just tell them to fill it. And then I want them to keep it full. And on the keep it full plan, it's just every time they're out in her neighborhood, they will go to her tank and just top it off. Sometimes that's going to be 20 gallons. Sometimes it's going to be 200 gallons. It just depends on how long it's been since they've been there. So I want to actually have no idea how big her tank is. I've only done 100 gallons at a time. So, and 100 gallons is $300, just in case you were wondering how much that costs. It's a lot of money. So I want to get a couple $100 in here so that I can get her tank full in the fall and then get her on the keep it full plan because it has to have a full tank to get on that plan. So that it'll just be, maybe it'll be $75 this month and then it'll be $200 another month, but it'll be like the money will be in here, and when it charges, I'll know it's there. And so, but right now I am not there. So I want to use the summer to get that built up. When does this come out? I just paid this, right? I need to put this on here. Upcoming transaction is on the 24th. So that's not this check. I'm sure I have that on my category. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing it on my week for the 24th. And then car maintenance, I need to put more money in here because I got a headlight, and which are really expensive, by the way. It turns out headlights are expensive. And then I got my toll. Like I used the toll road to get to the doctor the other day because I had an MRI, which we'll go over in my health update, which will probably be Sunday again, y'all, this week, for those of you who follow my health updates, because tomorrow I'm going to Hamilton Pool. I wanted to get this to $100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 100 minus $6.38, and then now it's $100. So I am going to put a note in here that I did not put $45.47. I put $93.62. And that way, when I close out my budget this week, I will know how much I put in there, because I do need an oil change at some point this month. And so I want to make sure I have enough money in there. My oil changes are not $100. I just like to have $100 in here. Now for my savings. I have not put any money into my emergency fund other than the interest from my high yield savings account, my Ally account, like $3 or $4 a month I put in here. Just like, what did I get last month? $4.48 for that month, $4.14. Other than those like interest payments, I haven't been putting any money into my emergency fund. So I am very, very excited to finally put some money toward my emergency fund. Somebody asked me last week or a couple of weeks ago what the difference between an emergency fund is and a month ahead for me. I mean, I think she knows what the difference is, but she's wondering in my budget what I mean. To me, the emergency fund is money that is going to be in my high interest yielding savings account that is just sat there for an emergency. And the month ahead is money that is in my checking account that is for bills. So like specifically assigned, this money is going to pay for my rent next month. This money is going to pay for my water bill next month. This money is not for rent. This money is not for my water bill next month. This money is for if my car breaks down, if something catastrophic happens, and I need money. That's what this is for. Fortunately, I haven't needed it because I haven't had it, but I am going to try to build this up to at least $1,000 by the end of the year. That is my plan. We will see. My 52-week savings, I do this every 2 weeks. Every paycheck, I save this backwards and forwards. So I save $53 a paycheck. First week of the year, last week of the year, $1, $52, $53. It just works out to where every paycheck, if you're working in, it's $53 if you're paid biweekly, and that works for my budget. So my goal is to get to the end of the year and not need to use this money. On my health journey, we might need to talk about this too on here because it affects my finances. That MRI was almost $2,000. I was able to set up a payment plan, and I had enough to put the down payment. They wanted a $20, 20%, not $20, 20% down payment for my HSA, which is the only reason that my days of buffering is not positive. If I hadn't had to use such a huge chunk of that money, then it would be even more positive. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm still only half a day down, and most of the money that I'm budgeting today is going into savings, so that's okay. Tangents, I go on them. But it's $130 a month, and I am also doing therapy, so I am sure that I am basically maxing out my HSA. I think I could do like another $20-ish out of my paycheck toward my HSA, but then that's taking into account what because my company like contributes as well. you can only put in, I can't remember the exact amount, I think it's like $3,800 a year. And with what I'm putting in and what my company is putting in, I'm basically there. I can only do like another $20 a month, $24 a month. And I don't know if I pull money out of my account, how much the company would add to that, and if I'd go over, because I don't want to go over, you can only pull out so much. So I'm kind of at the max of what I can put into my HSA. So I might have to use some of this to pay for medical expenses if I can't find wiggle room in my budget, because I really want to get my sinking funds and my emergency fund built up. This money has no actual purpose. I just really wanted to reach my goal of saving, doing a savings challenge for a year and ending the year with that money. Last time I did the savings challenge last year, I was very thankful I did it because I was able to use that money to take my mom on the trip to Tennessee, and pay for everything. And I was very thankful to be able to do that. But if I have to use it, I will. It's there. It's money that I have that I doesn't have a specific purpose. But my goal is to get to the end of the year without touching that money if I can. Then baby Joe is my nephew, my great nephew, and I am saving his age. He's only, what is he, 9 months old? 8 months old now. So he's not quite a year, but I'm saving $1 a week for him. When he turns 2, I'll start saving $2 a week, is my plan. And that's it. So this $801.63, I am going to move down here to my week 3, so that next week when we come back, that will be what I start budgeting. I have a lot more money left than I feel like I should. Did I forget something? I put money in emergency. Did I put that money in birthday? Did I undo? Sometimes I undo things. Like I accidentally hit an undo button. I feel like I have more money than I should. Nope, there's my 250. There's my 250, my 53, and my 2. Yep. Ah. Oh, it's because I had a lot more money in my rollover than I was anticipating because of Nathan's check. Nathan gave me that money. Okay, that's why. All right, y'all. It's 7:45. I'm going to call my mom because she just tried to call me. I'm going to go make some breakfast because a friend of mine brought me some gluten-free bagels, and I'm very excited to try them. And then I am going to get to work because it's Friday, and I really want this weekend to get started. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. I hope your budget is going amazingly. And I hope that whatever you're doing this weekend, you are safe. As a reminder, the last day to enter my 1,000 subscriber giveaway is today. So if you have not yet watched that video, I will link it in the description box below. Make sure you check that out. Make sure that you comment, and I will be drawing that winner on Sunday. So I was going to do it tomorrow, but I'm just not going to be home tomorrow. So I'm going to do it on Sunday. And I did say that in the video. I did say Sunday. So I will have that winner drawn on Sunday. So good luck to everybody. And then if you are interested in supplies for your budgeting, the paper, the pens, the highlighters, the things like that, I have affiliate links. They are on my About page, and I will link that below as well. That helps to support me. That helps to support me. Again, only use those if you're not already supporting somebody else. If you're already buying pens through somebody else's affiliate link, don't stop. Keep using those. But if you're not and you want pens, check them out. Okay, y'all, I'm going to go and get my Friday started. But I love you and thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.